Okay, so if you look at example 2, Michelle bought a hi-fi set that cost 8,600 on hire purchase. She paid a down payment of 20% and the rest over 2 years. Okay, so that means, right, she take 2 years to pay off the 8,600. So the 8,600 is like the cash price. But because 8,600 is a lot of money, so some people will be like, oh, I cannot pay now. So they're going to split. They're going to split the 8,600 into 2 baskets, not 2 baskets lah. So they split the 20%. So you can go and punch calculator. How much is that 20%? That means she only paid this amount. Okay, so when she paid this amount, right, then what about the 80%? The 80% is actually the loan. Okay, so I need to clarify this for all of you. I need to explain this. Some people will get confused. Okay, so this is the shop that sells a hi-fi. Okay, so this person sells sell the hi-fi, right? For 8,600. So Michelle will pay 1,700. And Michelle is going to take a loan. This loan is usually from the bank. So the bank will pay the bank will pay 6,800 to the person. Can you understand this first? Because some people don't understand, right? Then they find very weird. Okay, so you see, right? So the person selling the hi-fi will still collect $8,600. If not, he will feel very unhappy, right? Why I sell this and I don't get the full amount. Okay, so the person selling the hi-fi will receive the full money, but Michelle is the one who owes the bank. Okay, so Michelle don't have this amount to pay. So this is what you need to understand. The person selling the item will receive the full amount from 2 persons. One is from Michelle, one is from the bank. Okay, so right now, Michelle is having a loan. So this loan, right, means that the bank will charge interest. Okay, so do you still remember the interest formula? The interest formula, the simple interest formula will be this. So of course, the bank will not be so kind. The bank will charge Michelle interest for borrowing this amount. This is the P.
Ma'am, but what if you like don't borrow, like if you pay back the shop itself?
Then Michelle don't have to pay interest. That means it's not hire purchase anymore.
Oh wait, so is it like always hire purchase? You must take a loan from the bank.
Yes. Hire purchase is usually happen for very expensive item like car. Car can cost a few $100,000. So like your parents buy a car, right? So not everyone can pay up wholesale, especially houses. Houses can cost up to 1 million. So usually we don't pay upfront by like, okay, I pay 1 million for the house that you're living in. So
Why
your
not?
parents, because you don't have the money, or
Well,
like,
but if you have the money, then
you
must
have
not pay,
the,
right?
yeah, of course, but it's like it's too much also sometimes. You can ask your parents, do they pay the house upfront? So usually nobody do that. So usually the expensive item they will pay part by part. Part by part will be called hire purchase. So in this case, right, then we will take the interest, then the bank will charge interest, so we got to apply the formula. So there will be this phrasing that some people will not understand. 4.5% per annum. Per annum means per year. So some people don't understand the word annum. Annum is 1 year. So this is the R. And because Michelle is going to take 2 years to return the money, so she got to pay 2 years of interest. Okay, so this is the structure that you will need to understand. If you don't understand the structure, if I give you the algebra question, you will find it very difficult also. Okay, so Michelle will ask the bank to lend her 6,880. And then the bank will say that, okay, I lend you the money, you got to pay this amount extra. Okay, so at the end of it, how is Michelle going to repay, right? So how will your working be like? How do you find out the monthly installment? Okay, in case your English is not good, I explain to you the monthly installment. Monthly installment means you pay every month. So some of you, usually it's GIRO law. They make GIRO deduction. Okay, so like for example, your school fees is every month. That's why the school will make GIRO deduction every month from your parents' account. Okay, so in this case, right, I need to know what is the loan. The loan is 80%. So your working have to show me your loan. How much Michelle is going to borrow. So I'm showing you the working. And then you also got to show me the interest that the bank want to charge. So these are all the essential working. So you all cannot do it mentally. You need to label out your working. So the bank is going to charge this amount. So the total debt to Michelle will be whatever she borrowed and whatever the bank make her to pay. That is her total debt. That means all in all, she owed the bank this amount of money. So these are the kind of working that you need to show. And if you take a careful look, right, my working, I label my working. So what is called labeling? Labeling are the simple words that I use. Some of you don't have label one, you know. When I look at your working, it's one chunk of numbers. I don't understand what you're doing. Huh? Yes?
They ask for a monthly installment. Is that just a...
No, I'm going on. I'm going on to the monthly installment. This is not the monthly installment yet. That means, right, she owed the bank this amount. The bank give her 2 years. So 2 years is equivalent to 24 months. The bank allow her 24 months to return because she's willing to pay 2-year interest. She already paid up 2-year interest here. The 2 years is here. So because she's willing to pay up 2 years interest, then the bank will give her 24 months to return. Okay, I got students who make careless mistake in the years. 1 year is 12 months, not 10 months. But when students go for exam, right, they make weird mistake. Suddenly they also don't know why they think that 1 year is 10 months. So you should divide by 24 months. Did I make a careless mistake? Lucas, you better help me check whether I make careless mistake or not.
No, ma'am, it's correct.
Correct. Then the answer is
Yeah.
wrong. I typed wrongly or something. So anyway,
Yeah, I think so. No, but ma'am, if you take the number and you divide, it's just you need to calculate the 3SF.
Okay, here this I'm coming to the part. So in this case, when you divide, right, you actually got a lot of decimal. Correct or not? But this is a real world situation. in real world, when we got so many decimal, right, we usually round off to the nearest cents, because our coin, you know, the amount of money that we have, we can pay to the nearest cents. So sometimes, most of the time, right, we will go to the nearest cents. That means I am able to pay up to 47 cents. Okay. But sometimes for simplicity, they say you pay up to the nearest 10 cent. If it's the nearest 10 cent, then it will be 312.50. Because you know, some shop, they don't want to accept cents. They accept 10 cents or this. So 10 cents is easier to accept.
But ma'am, in Singapore you can't get 47 cents because it's not 1 cent.
Actually, we have. It's just that we don't. Yes, you never see 1 cent. We have, but not all the shop is willing to accept. And then we seldom see it because you know why? Now we are using PayLah, PayNow. Then they will key in exactly the cents.
Oh.
Yes, I should. Later on, you should ask your dad. Ask your dad to show you 10 cent, 1 cent.
Okay.
You know, the primary 1 student, right? They will actually really have the kind of 1 cent to play around on. I don't know now still have or not. Okay, so anyway, that is the idea behind hire purchase. Have a good idea. If not, later on when I throw in algebra, you cannot do. Okay, so how much did actually Michelle pay for the hi-fi set? You think about it. The hi-fi set only costs 8,006, but because she borrowed, right? So this is the amount of extra money. So how much does she pay? She paid the 8,006 and the interest. That means it's more expensive. Why is it more expensive? Because she used a longer time. She used a longer time to repay. Okay, is there another way to calculate? Yes, there's another way. Some people don't want to calculate this way. Sometimes they will calculate, okay, how much Michelle pay? Okay, Michelle pay a down payment. So they really go and think, oh, Michelle pay a down payment. And then Michelle make 24 months of 312.47. So that is what actually Michelle pay. So you can do it this way as well. You will not get penalized. It's just that maybe the number is a bit different. So in this case, right, I will get 9219.28. So it doesn't matter, whichever way that you decide. You can think of Michelle paying extra because of the interest, or you can literally think of how much really came out of her pocket. The down payment.
Why is both the answers different?
The answer is different, right? Because this part is rounded off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are some rounding off. That's why there is a bit of difference if you use different method. But it should be very close. If you look at the two answers, these answers and this answer, they are pretty close, only a difference by 8 cents. Okay, so that is the idea behind hire purchase. So the person selling the hi-fi will still receive the 8,006. It's just that Michelle owed the bank. The bank helped her to pay up. Okay, because I got previous student, right, who always get confused at hire purchase. If the exam change a phrasing wrongly, they couldn't understand anymore. Okay, so take note.